Hi, my name's Paul Green and I'm the creator of the Garden Planner app. This is a short video to tell you about the app and how to use it and how to get the best from it in your garden. And here we are inside the app. This is the home page. This is how it's set up for my garden. You can see that I've got quite a few plants kind of running through already into this winter season. And also down the bottom I've got an area here for what you could plant next. That bit here and this bit up here with the weather all come from what your postcode is. So we need you to have entered that in at the start during the registration process. If you haven't, that's okay. There's a settings page that we'll get to in a second to show you how to do that. The way you navigate through the app is through these four icons down the bottom here. The left-hand side one here is the weather. This is the home page that you're on at the moment. This is the Gantt page where lots of work actually gets done to do with the app. And this is the settings page where we can change basic things and also look at videos like this again. Through here you can see that we've got an area to scroll through for other plants that you might want to use in plant in your area. There's 16 there, but I mean that's not obviously everything that we could have. In some areas you might have much more. It's not meant to be prescriptive. You plant what you think you can plant. If you click on these plants here, for example, a lettuce, you can start to add plants into your garden from this point. This section here is the scrolling date that you've planted it in. So I might actually set myself a reminder this way to plant red lettuce in July. That will come up as a reminder on that date. Now I can either say that I'm going to plant it directly from seed, or I can plant it from an established plant. So I might have picked it up from a nursery, for example, and that will then help remind me and also help track how many days there are until the plant's ready to be harvested. Just underneath that is a very simple little section that shows you what other information that might be relevant to your plant, to do with the soil, how you do it, how you fertilise it, whether it's thirsty and what sort of spacing you need, what sort of pests, and also companion planting information. So if I put that into the app now, we should be able to see that come up here as red lettuce, and that will come up and I'll redo that in 129 days, remembering that I've actually set myself a reminder a couple of months into the future to plant that. Over here we have the weather page, which is for my local area. It tells me what chance I've got of rain and how much rain I'm expecting to get. It also tells you how many days of rain you've had in the past, or how many millimetres of rain you've had in the past 4 days, and how many you're likely to have in the next 4 days. And that helps you decide what kind of watering you might want to do or not want to do. Coming over now to the main Gantt page where most of the work is going to be done, you can see here that I've got a few, quite a bit going on, I suppose, where I've got lots of the reminders to tell me what I need to do next. So the dwarf beans actually need to be watered. What you do is once you've actually gone and watered those plants, you can come back in here, press that little icon there, and it rolls over and it tells you what the next thing to do is. Same for the beetroot down here. And then it says I don't need to water those, in the case those beetroot, for another 5 days or so. I've reminded myself a few days ago that I wanted to put some fennel into the ground. And so I've gone out today, I've planted those fennel, and now I can tick that off as having been done, and those fennels are now part of the garden app process. We can see what's going on. Up here we have a little zoom that helps you to pick and choose what zoom that you want to have, so what the garden looks like over the next 24 or even 52 weeks. So if you've got longer planting things like the garlic down the bottom there, you can see a little bit further out how they're going to be going. Again, you can add a plant here just by typing in what you think you want to have. So if it's in the database, it will show up. If it's not in the database, please let me know. It defaults to tomatoes because that tends to be the thing that people do the most. So if I'm looking for a certain sort of bean, for example, I just type in bean and we go through and we search for bean. I'm going to put some broad beans in. I'm going to plant them today. They're going to be seeds, so I have to press that seed button. They're not established, they're seeds. And then I press OK. And again, that appears in this page here. Now, I've already planted broad beans before today, so I planted them a week ago. I like to make sure that I've got a consistent harvest available to me. And so you can see that underneath the first set of broad beans, I've got now a second set of broad beans being planted. And that I need to now go and make sure that I've planted those, which I have done. I plant those, when that rolls over. So you can see there's a little bit of difference there, 94 days till harvest and 101 days till harvest. That means I'm kind of giving myself a bit of a week in between. I really like broad beans, so maybe that's why I need to keep playing them so closely together. Finally, we have the settings page, which is an area for you to kind of put stuff if you've not, or put information that you might have missed out on registration. So while you don't need to put in your full name or email, it's nice to be able to know what's happening with the garden plan or what our next products are going to be. If you don't want to be contacted, then let me know. We'll just take you off the list, not a drama. If you want to put in the postcode in the suburb, please put in just the postcode, not your full address. And the postcode is used strictly only for us to be able to give you weather. We don't use that for anything else. That's just not what we're about. There's a section here called Manage Data. Now what that data does is it actually is a backup. So in case there's a problem with the app or we lose information, you can sync your data up into the cloud. Now what that will mean later on in another release of the app is that you'll be able to access that through a website. We haven't built that yet, but we are working towards that. This is kind of incremental bits and pieces that we do as we build the application. Finally, we have the App Store section. We would like you to help us out a little bit. If you want to rate the app, there's a button there that will take you through to the iTunes Store, and you can rate the app. And if you know somebody else who might like the app, you can gift the app through this section as well. And also here you can watch the videos that will be popping up every so often just on how to use the app, and also on hints and tips on how to get the best out of your garden. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed that little tour. If you have any questions or some feedback, please email me. The details are up here in our little bug icon up the top there. Okay. And that's it. We hope you enjoy using the app. And if you have any questions or want to tell us some stuff about what you think of the app, here's the email address.